to be very attentive. Please, if you have questions, jot them down. I'm hoping that we can take questions after my interaction with the guests. I'm hoping so. So please let's try and pay attention. Please, if you have questions, it's a conversation we're having here today. So if you have questions, please do well to jot it down. Can drop it in the chat box and let's have a nice conversation today. The person I'm bringing here today that is going to be speaking with us, we're going to have a conversation together, is a very good friend of mine. And trust me, I've met him. I've been with him now. I've been friends with him for close to 2 years now, I believe. And he's not an ordinary person. He's not an ordinary person. We call him the audacious man in our circle. He's a man that has done so much with his life, and his life is actually making impact. His life is a relevant man. So when this topic came to my mind, I knew that he's the man for it. So please, I want to encourage us. I want to encourage us, pay attention. Pay attention. The gap between where you are right now to where you need to be is knowledge gap. No, it's knowledge gap. If you know more, you do better. So don't attend this meeting. Don't approach tonight's meeting with the mindset that, okay, you know what is going to be said. If I open up your spirit, open up your mind, be ready to be encouraged, uh be ready to be motivated, be ready to be pushed. Most of us, what we need is push. It's not like we have not, we've had all manner of talk, we have had all manner of discussions with people, we have attended many conferences. But tonight's meeting is a push for us, to move into our purpose, to understand what is actually purpose, what is influence, what is impact. Because most times when we talk about these things, they are so spoken of that most of us don't actually understand what they are. So you see people living purposeless life. They feel like they are living, but they are living purposeless life. They are living a life of survival. They are just living, day to day, living. Their life is based on guesswork. You can't ask them what their life is about, and then they give you an honest answer. Because sincerely speaking, they don't know what their life is about. They don't know what their life is about. Their life does not have any definition. Their life does not have any direction. So because of that, many things result from that. Many things result from that. If you don't know where you are going to, everybody's direction can be your direction. If you are going nowhere, then anybody's direction can be your direction. And most of the confusion you face in life is because you have not figured out your purpose. You as a person, you are involved in a million things. Same person when they are saying when they are calling for this, you are there. When they are calling for this, you are there. You're everywhere. So I'm hoping that tonight's meeting will be an encouragement to us to figure out who we are meant to be. Because without purpose, you can't have influence. And without influence, you can't have impact. So these things, they follow each other. You want to be an impact, you want to leave a footprint in this world, then you need to be a purposeful person. You need to be a man of influence. That when you leave, that when you have an encounter with anybody, in fact, for me as a person, is a it's a decision I made that I will never speak with anybody, I will never have a conversation with anybody, and then I will not leave a print. When I talk with you one on one, when you hear me talk anywhere, you need to remind me. You need to remind me. You need to be remembered. Anytime you remember me, something needs to come to your mind, and that thing that comes to your mind will be the prints I've left to you, and that's influence. That because of who you know I am, because of what you have heard me, speak about, talk to you about, you can shape your life around that. In any field you are, you might be maybe in fashion field, you can have influence in that field also. And that's what we are trying to achieve today. So I don't want to talk too much because my guest today is a juggernaut. He's the man himself. So I will want to welcome him, and then we have a chit chat, and then before we now go deeper into the conversation today. Mr. Big Ben. Mr. Chidera. Please let me welcome Mr. Chidera to the conversation today. Please send your love. Let's clap our hands. Let's clap our hands. Let's welcome him. Can we meet your mic and say welcome, Mr. Chidera?
We welcome you, sir. Where is he? Where is he? I welcome you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Wow, Mr. Chidera, we welcome you. Where are you, sir? We welcome you.
You know,
Where
he's a humble, not so humble man.
is he? Where is he? Let's welcome
He's
him.
a
Let's
humble, not
welcome
so
him,
humble
sir.
man. But thank you so much, Mr. Chidera, for being here today. It's a privilege. No, when I
Welcome.
say
Thank you so
privilege,
much.
I'm not overhyping it. I'm not trying to, that's why you bring people to your platform and then you want to say a lot of things to make them feel good. This is not me making you feel good. You know who you are. This thing I'm saying, because see, he's a man of purpose. If I tell him he's doing good, it does not matter. He knows he's doing good. Am I right, Mr. Shidera?
Sure, sure.
Yeah. So that's what happens. Most times you struggle in life. You struggle with people's opinion because you don't have an opinion of yourself. Yeah. You struggle with people's opinion of yourself because you don't have an opinion of yourself. I saw a video
Exactly.
yesterday. I saw a video yesterday. The person, the person was looking at the other person like a man. It was like a talk. The lady he was speaking to, the lady does not have a blue hair. He now told the lady that your blue hair is ugly. The lady's response was that I don't have a blue hair, so I'm not ugly. It's not ugly, so I can't be pained by it. She now told the lady that, do you know you're a silly person? He now asked the lady, what do you feel about that? Guess what the lady said? The lady said that I feel offended, I feel angry. Now that's because a part of you believe what I've said. You see? So if you don't have an identity of who you are, people's opinion of you will matter. But if you have an identity of yourself, you know who you are, if you know where you're heading to, every other thing will be noise and distraction. So you'll be able to focus properly. So that's just let me put that lesson there for somebody that will learn from that. Have an opinion of yourself. Know where you're heading to. Know your purpose. Know who you are meant to be. And if you know that people's opinion will matter less, people's opinion will matter less. So thank you so much for being here, Mr. Shidera. He's a good friend of mine. He's a man
Thank
with
you
an
so much.
incredible story. He's a man with an
Thank you
incredible
so much.
story. If you have had the story before, you know that uh, I tell people around me that no matter where you are right now, there's somebody that has been there before and that and is doing better. So
Yes.
that's just tell you
Yes.
that you have no excuse. If you are thinking your excuse that okay, you don't have this, you are suffering with this, you have had this challenge, then trust me, you have not. I'm not trying to talk down on your experience, but I'm trying to tell you that no matter what you are going through, there is somebody that has gone through that and got through us and then became better and thrived. Yeah. So when Mr. Chidera, when he tells you his story, when you hear his story, you know that this is a man that is graced. This is a man that has experienced God in his life. That experienced God. This is a man from a godly home. But from his story, you can see that he is a man that his life happened to him. Yeah. But he took what life did to him and then made good out of it. It became a story. It became a story that is used to inspire people, thousands of people, I believe. So I'm so happy to. Is an honor. By the way, we're in
Thank you
Abuja
so
together. We're in Abuja together right now, and then.
much.
so,
You
oh,
want, you
so
want, cast, you want cast us.
no. This is we are doing. When we attend these conferences, we are doing it so that people that are following us, people that are in our communities, they can become better. We are becoming
Yes.
better so that people that are attached to us can become better. That's because we understand where we are going to. So I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much, Ashidera. So please, I want to just give a brief introduction of yourself. A brief introduction of yourself, who you are,
Hmm.
or what you want people to know you as.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Mr. Gideon, for having me in your platform. I really, really appreciate it. I believe that there are also other amazing alternatives that you will have also invited, but you thought it much to invite me to share one or two thoughts. Um, and then another thing is that I can't remember how many times I have done a virtual. In fact, this year, this is already the seventh month in the year of 2026, and I can count maybe two, three, or highest four virtual engagement I've engaged in. In fact, I decided this year I'm not doing any virtual session again, if not my personal session with my platforms
Yeah,
and all that right ahead. But when your invitation came, trust me, I wanted to say no because I just wanted to. I didn't want to speak more. I've done virtual sessions in my life. I have done. Even when WhatsApp, BBM, BlackBerry, Messenger, there is no platform we don't use to talk, bro, right? But however, I said yes. Why did I say yes for two reasons? One, because of the person doing it, which is you, and two, the subject matter is also a subject matter that I so much love, and it's a subject matter that um I am still learning that subject matter, but I have crossed certain junctions in the same
Yeah.
subject matter, right? So therefore, I love to now engage in conversations around the subject matter of
Uh,
that, and they couple with my biases. So once again, thank you so much. And then I can see some people that I'm familiar with. I can see Madam Omotala, right, who participated in Reboot through Drivers Community. I can see Idoko Friday, Ma, this is Ma. I can see the one and only Lydia Gideon-Faj, one and only. And
yes, one and only.
I can see Ralph. I can see Ralph. Yeah, I can see these are people that I'm conversing. If I don't mention your name, doesn't mean I might know you, but I don't know that name. I don't know that name. But these are the ones I'm conversing with. So thank you so much. Now back to the question of introducing myself. So if this question was asked, if this question was asked um 10 years ago, I will
Mm,
answer differently. If it was asked 5 years ago, I will answer differently. If it was asked last year, I will answer differently. But because it was asked in 2026, I will answer. Why do I say so? Through my journey of life, progressively, clarity have helped me to keep refining who I am, right?
mm,
And I want everybody to take note. Clarity is not a revelation. Clarity is not an encounter. It's a journey, right?
yeah.
It is a journey. Like clarity is not what you bump into. Clarity is not when you are in your room and something that hits you. Most times, the clarity is as you keep journeying in life, you keep getting answers to questions you might have asked yourself 10 years ago, 20 years ago. The answer might come 10 years after. Just be on the journey. There are some clarities that can come immediately, but
Mm,
there are clarities that come in the journey, and you must be willing to be in the journey, patient enough to see those clarity come around in the journey. So, who am I? I'm Chidera Ngoka, and I am a young man on earth who is committing his life towards permitting the world to experience all of his expressions. I will say it again. I'm Chidera Ngoka, and I am here on earth enjoying Earth, experiencing the journey of Earth, experiencing the complexities of Earth. But one of my major missions on Earth is to allow the world experience all my expressions. So what I'm saying in so far is that I am not boxing myself, neither am I permitting the world to box me. For every time of and every phase of my life, there's always an expression that I want the world to experience. So I am here
mm,
on earth to allow the world to experience my expressions. Now, where are these expressions? You can find them in media and storytelling. You can find them in personal finance. You can find them in personal growth. You can find them in leadership development. You can find them on influence engineering. You can find them in every different areas, right? But the most important thing is that I am here to allow the world to experience all of my expressions. So when you meet me, take note that whatever you see is just a part of his expression. So you should be curious to know more of his expressions. And just in case you are wondering, okay, bring context to it. I was once an actor in Manziel movie when I was small. I was a child actor when I was small. I became a music director when I was small. I became a choir leader, children choir leader when I was small. In my teenage age, I was already in drama department, leading drama team. There's a youth organization called FECA. I became a drama director in Spiritual Union campus, in Spiritual Union Secondary School campuses. I became a drama director and even a prayer coordinator. And I'm a creative art. I draw, right? I bring so the main thing is that I have discovered myself. Yes, I felt confused, but at this point in my life, what I'm doing now is that I'm allowing the world to experience all of my expressions. So tonight, what you're going to experience is that young man that loves the subject matter of people's impact and influence and would love to have a conversation around it. Tomorrow, you might see a business strategy. The next day, you can see a content creator. The next day, you can see a master of ceremony. The other day, you can see that. So don't bother. Don't even allow yourself to be confused because I am not confused. So don't be confused on my behalf. I am enjoying all of my expressions part time and I'm allowing the world to experience it. So that is who I am. I'm Chidera Ngoka and I am allowing the world to experience all of my expressions. So if you meet me as the CEO of a brand, know that is an expression. If you meet me as this, know that is an expression. But every expression has a mission, no matter the expression, has a mission to help people make impact, to help them build influence, and to help them generate income to help people build impact, make impact, to help them build influence, and to help them generate income. So if you're already making impact, I come in to help you make more impact. If you're already getting influence, I come in to help you engineer and build more influence or command more influence. If you're already generating income, I now come in to help you make more income, make more money, and probably manage, invest, and diversify that money. So that is who I am, and I believe it is clear enough. In case what I explained in case in case you are listening to me and it's strange with you, maybe it's not here, I'm a consultant, I am this one, in case it's strange to you, please permit me, pardon me for tonight, but this is who I am, and this is what I want you to know about me. Thank you.
Thank you. So beautiful. So beautifully said. You see, first, when you started talking, something struck me. And that thing, what he said was every juncture in his life is like he keeps discovering more of himself. Who you know last year is not the same person you know now because he's
Absolutely.
on a journey. He's on a journey of
Absolutely.
discovery. I think and that's one of the misconceptions that I feel like we've had when it comes to the concept of purpose. When we talk about purpose, we tend to talk about purpose about something you just eat once and for all. And because of
So
that,
that
everybody's looking for that moment. Do you
well,
get?
I carry hammer come now to break
Come today,
tables
but
because
do you
I
get?
came to break tables, right? Because there are so
Thank
many
you so
things that
much.
we need to discuss and dismantle about this whole people's conversation that each people.
Yeah,
Okay, look at what you said now. Look at what you said now. That the person you met, the person that the person of 2025 is not the same person of 2026. But guess what? People are still presenting the CV of their life from 2014, not even 2025, 2014, and they are not updating it. What's the essence of CV if not to update it? What's the beauty of life if not to update all your journey and to put in everything you experience in your journey and what the journey is teaching you? So it now
yeah,
makes people to now cage themselves in an identity that they have outgrown,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
in an identity that they have outgrown. At some point in your life, people of God, I don't know if there's a Muslim here, but permit me. But at some point in your life, you got to move from I am a graphic designer to the other different higher dimension. And if you get there, you move from there to another different dimension. At some point in your life, you should move from 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 who say from entrepreneur to venture builder, from venture builder to investor, from investor to advisor, from advisor to legend, from legend to mentor, whatever. But give yourself the permission to enjoy the new you find. So that's why a very
Yeah.
slim, curvy, fine, beautiful lady gets married, gets pregnant, and gives birth to a child, and boom, she's now chubby. And she's now wondering what's going on with me. This is not
Chubby
the
like you, but
I don't know what you're saying, Sha. But she now gets shot and gets up because she gets shot. She's still trying to force herself to keep projecting the image of when she was slim. But the truth is that the journey of life and the beautiful journey of motherhood has given you a new body shape. Guess what? That becomes your identity at that moment. So how you wield it, how you communicate it, and how you express that identity part that season determines how you also going to express that identity in the next phase of your life. So that's the
mm,
beauty of life. Junction per
yeah,
junction, understanding per understanding, clarity upon clarity, presence upon presence. That is how it must always be. Trust me.
yeah.
So, but let me
So
not
I
go
think,
further because we have other things to
yeah, yeah.
discuss.
We have other things to talk about. So if nothing has been gotten from this particular session aspect, get this. Clarity is a journey, purpose is a journey. So
Yeah,
one,
it is.
don't be scared of discovering yourself and rediscovering yourself. See, most people that's where they get stuck. You have
And
an identity of yourself.
redefining yourself.
Yes, you have an identity of yourself that you have formed, but you are scared of discovering more. I know the funny thing. See, I tell you something now. When it comes to God now, there is nothing that you see that God gives you. Now, thank God we are mostly believers here. There is nothing that God gives you. Like when you discovering your purpose, basically, in the religious perspective, is God opening himself up to you. So when God opens himself up to you, the light that you see, do you get, is your purpose. But now there's nothing God gives you that is not deeper than you. Meaning that you have to keep exploring. You have to keep going deeper. That's why no matter the heights you have gotten to in life, there's still more to that you can achieve. There's still more that you can become. There's still more that you can become. And it all starts with that seed. And that seed is like is what God has, it starts from a seed of what God has revealed to you. Yeah, starts from that seed of what God has revealed to you of what of who you are meant to be. So gradually, as you are progressing in that journey, as you are on that right path, which is on your purpose. So purpose is not necessarily now. It's not what you bump into. Purpose is a journey. So don't think that a time will come when you will just okay say that yes, I've discovered purpose now, and now I'm no no I mean I've discovered purpose and then that's it. No, if you get to that point, then you are telling yourself that you are not willing to grow. But purpose is something that you are in and you are growing in. Do you get that? Purpose is what you are in and you are growing in. Purpose is not it's not a bus stop. Purpose comes with a lot of milestone. Purpose is a journey. So if you have not understood anything from this session, you have to understand that in purpose there's discovering and rediscovering. In fact, a wise man once said that an illiterate of the 21st century is somebody that is not willing to learn, relearn, and unlearn and relearn. It means that in life, for you to be learned, for you to be an astute person, for you to be a relevant person, you have to be somebody that is willing to progress. That's okay, based on this season that you are in your life. Now, for example, you can find yourself in specific situations that, this situation that you are in, the person you were before cannot undo that thing. Do you get? So you need to discover that you need to discover who you are, the version of you that can cope with this particular thing. That's why personally I'm not a fan of somebody people boasting themselves in temperaments. I'm not a fan of that. Saying that okay, me I'm a choleric, me I'm a flake. I'm not a fan of that because when you say that, you have automatically placed the cap on yourself. So, but you have to be open, to exploring many things and that. But just to go further now, Mr. Ben, Mr. Big Ben, Mr. Chidera, I want to ask you a question because now we are talking about the idea of you, exploring, discovering yourself, trying things, as a modicum, as a form of purpose discovery, yeah. But now, has there ever been a time where you try something or you thought you discovered something that was you, but was not you? I don't know if you get that. Because people can easily now say that okay, don't worry now, I discovered that I can lie. Maybe that's my purpose. I'm just trying, that's an extreme though. But maybe discover, okay, I can do this then. Because most times we always end up being jack of all and master of none. Though there's a lot of debate on that. People believe that it's better to be a jack of all than to be master of one. But I believe that it's better that you zero in on one. That's just one of my beliefs. But it's still good that you have a lot of knowledge. Be master of one, but still be jack of all. But now, do you think has there ever been your own personal experience? Because it's a very personal conversation. Has there ever been a time in your life whereby you thought you've had it or you thought you discovered a particular thing? Not discover, no, this is not where you are meant to be. This is just like a decor or a distraction. Has there ever been a time like that?
Okay, thinking about it now. Okay, but before I say what I want to say, let me put up a disclaimer. Um, and to everyone listening to me, aside from Mr. Gideon, to everyone listening to me, I might sound offensive. I'm not talking about my answer now as we progress. I might sound offensive. I might not care about your emotions. You are free to disagree with me. You are free to agree with me. But know that I will say it as I want to say it. I'll say it the way it's truthful. I'll say it the way it should be because uh, we live in a world that is governed by principles, not emotions, and truth is truth.
Yeah.
And I will say the way I will say I will tap in from my own experience, tapping from the experience of my mentors. tapping from the experience of what I've seen, tapping from the experience of coaching others. I'm tapping from every well of knowledge and information around me, and I will say the way it is. So I will not, because of you, I cannot be careful of how I say it so that you will not be offended. I will say the way it is. All you can do is go on Facebook and block me, and I'll be happy, and we are okay. First of all, I will not even know you blocked me, so I will not even know. So I'm saying this disclaimer on time as well. Do not be offended and go and drag Mr. Gideon that what kind of speaker do you bring? He's very blunt. That's me. Okay. I can't water it down. So back to the conversation. Okay. If you know you cannot also take certain hard conversations, you are free to leave now because this session is recorded. You now watch it later when I'm not the one here. Thank you, as you understand. Now back to that question about the question is have I found myself doing, let me say the way I understood it, have I found myself doing something that I feel is purpose or I feel I've discovered that thing for me, but I've been long ago and I found out that it was a decoy or that's not exactly it, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's the question. Okay. So I would say one is music. I would say music. Right? I'm hearing someone's voice in my head. I would say music. Are you with me, Mr. Gideon?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, like I said, at some point in my life in the city of Aba, where I was born and brought up, I found myself with friends who are in music. And because when I was a child, I had something to do with choir, so I have a little knowledge of music. I don't know it theoretically, but I know when you're singing off, I know when you're singing on. I can play a little bit of keyboard and all that. And then my personality through observation is that I am the kind of person that whatever I find interesting, I go to the extreme of it. So if I love something, I go to the extreme of it. So when I started joining all night choir rehearsal, I'm not the national choir, start singing ten or blah 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 blah. So I thought I'm going to be one of the beautiful finest music career, and I was good as a tenor brother and all that. But I now found out that music was not just it. It was art calling me, not necessarily music calling me. And music is art. The ability to interpret a word into sound, make it melodious for people to listen. That art of writing that script or writing that songwriting, that that harmony that comes with soprano, alto, and tenor, that leaves and runs, that performance on stage, that was what was drawing me. But I thought it was music that was drawing me. Because
Mm.
guess what? At the end of the day, inside the same choir, that thing that is drawing me now made me to create a drama unit inside choir. So I had to now create a drama unit inside choir. At the end of the day, I left the tenor that I was singing. I became a drama coordinator in the same choir, but a drama unit. So at the end of the day, it was still art that was calling me. So, but what I learned from that is that what I learned from that is that what I learned from that is that you must be able to know when must be able to know when this is you must be able to know when these are core areas of your journey and then areas that your core areas are aligned to. There is core and there is areas that align with it. So example, if you are someone that you are called into the creative, or you are someone that the creativity as a whole is drawing you like mad. Trust me, you fall in love with video editing, you fall in love with photography, you fall in love with drawing, you fall in love with painting, you fall in love with anything that showcases expression of art. So it's not left for you to know whether are you going to niche down on one, or this is just the industry calling you, but it's just an interest, or or is it a domain that you can now build solid foundation in. So for me, I thought it was music that I found, but the lesson I learned in it was that it was beyond music that was calling me. It was just the that thing in me that is drawn to art that was actually drawing me. Or okay, another one is also graphic designer, graphic design. I learned graphic design theoretically. But what happened was I didn't have money to buy laptop to now learn practically. So that's why if I'm working with a graphic designer, I can tell you color psychology and I need better. I don't like how this is balanced. I can even notice when the font is not good or the font is loud or shouty. I can notice when the overall story of that flyer is not giving the emotion it should give. This is just me expressing the art in me. Doesn't mean I should go into graphic design calling. So that's just to answer your question that there is something I've laid my hands on that I felt that was the path for me, but it wasn't the path. But that's the beautiful thing about the journey. You keep going, and that's what has helped me because I touched so many different areas of arts when I was starting up. It has helped me to work with creatives. There's no creative in any team that I cannot work with, that I cannot have a conversation with in their craft. Be you a photographer, be you a video editor, be you a graphic designer, be you a sound engineer. At least I touch all those areas trying to express art. So I had at least basic understanding of literally basic condition of all those things. So it has helped me, and this one is also helping me now. But as of then, I thought I would major in music. But I now found out that the calling is actually higher. It was not music, it was art generally, art as a concept, art as a philosophy, art as an expression, not necessarily music.
Okay, thank you so much. Are you seeing this idea before we're talking about? This answer is still reiterating and still reinforcing the idea that purpose is progressive.
Yeah, it is.
So imagine that he had pitched his tent as a music director. Maybe he would have been Big Ben of music.
There's
Maybe
not even big guys.
they be,
There, there,
maybe they be
it
calling
will
Chi
be.
music. Chi
Oh,
music.
I remember something now. I remember something now, Mr. Gideon. I remember something now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Sure, the question is, what have I dived into that I thought that was it, but I found out it
It
was
was
not it,
not it.
Abi?
Uh,
Now, for music, they don't even know me for music. It was just people in my streets, people in Christian youth community in Aba.
mm,
Now, let me tell you about the one that I ventured into that blew me, that I became a celebrity in, but I found out that that was not it, and I came back.
mm,
Now, when I started my journey, I, okay, anyone that knows me knows that I'm an energetic person, right? If you are to interpret it based on personality or whatever, you can call me. You don't even call me extrovert. I am super extrovert. I'm not in the league. I don't have anything to do with extrovert. They are still children to me. I'm super, right? And I'm super expressive. Like add super to everything. Super expressive, super intelligent, super innovative, super strategic, blah blah blah. So when I was that person who for any choir rehearsal, I am the life of the party. Anytime choir rehearsal is cold, is either Chidera is sick. Anytime that drama rehearsal is cold, Chidera is sick. Anytime that youth meeting is cold, Chidera is sick. So I am the life of the party, life of the youth, life of everything. So that's it. Like, and then naturally I am humorous, right? So I have a good sense of humor to make people laugh effortlessly, right? It's not a skill. I don't need to learn it. So look at what happens. Is that making it that I started cracking jokes? It was easier to crack jokes. People will laugh. Hey, people will laugh. Then if you come to gathering, I'm that one that will do the anchor, the MC, coordinate things, right? I'm that one to do the MC, to do the anchor, blah blah blah, and all that. So from there, you started going, you started going, you started going, you started going. Then one day there was a kind of a choir event or something, and I was to do the anchor. But I left the anchoring and I started cracking some jokes, godly jokes. People were laughing and all that, blah, 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 and all that. And boom, that's how they started inviting me to youth event to comedian.
mm.
So I started attending any youth concert, youth Christian meeting, and all that. And that comedian that brings life refreshment. And I will always come and crack everybody up. You will laugh. And then when I come back, so from there, right, I started building a brand with it, and that brand was Smart Brain.
Hmm.
So people say Smart Brain, and I was going to. Then one thing that now blew me up was that there was a very massive youth music concert that is gathering different choirs from different people in Abia State, different non-denominational choirs from Abia State for that event. And they did it in one big hall. That event had almost 4 to 5,000 people. And I was invited as I was that was the first time I appeared on a flyer in my life
As
was
a
as a
comedian.
comedian. Yes. And the was but for that day I went to Abba Park and bought all these starch shirts. That time they were selling me 500. I bought that starch shirt with a colored. In fact, some of you must have seen it like a throwback picture that I have where I was holding my hand like this. That was the picture. White shirt with purple lining. I went and bought it. They start it. I went and go to studio and take picture. Smart Bed. I was a guest comedian. Like people have to come because they can't wait to see Smart Bed. So I performed comedy in almost close to 4,000 audience. Very massive, big church auditorium that they used, and that was what blew me up. Right, I started attending without comedy. So people, if you ask me who am I, introduced as a comedian because that's what people know me as. And from there, my Facebook catch fire. And within the space of 8 months, I grew from 979 followers to 54,000 followers. I hope
Wow.
you know what I said. Let's say it again. From
Wow.
979 followers to 54,000 followers. This I'm telling you now was like that was like let's say almost 10 years ago. So
Hmm.
imagine Facebook 10 years ago, I'm already at 54. So I became influencer. So from there, comedian, most of the people within our youth community then now start bringing me to their shop to shoot, to give me a product, to talk about the product, to post on my platform, to post patronizing. One of the miracles that opened my eyes. That's what I look at people. If my influence, hey, don't be now. 10 years ago, 4,000 followers, I was a god working on air. Nothing like me there, but they chop money waiting no good then, right? Because I was this one. The other time a friend came that did a banana bread. She gifted me 2 banana bread, and I talked about the banana bread. I posted it on my Facebook innocently. They used call one kid that girl. That girl sold out. She sold out 400 pieces of banana bread in 2 weeks, and she paid me 15,000 naira on top of the 2 banana bread she gave me for free. That was the first big influencer money that I got. So my identity now became that comedian that can also do influencer, that is a Christian influencer. So if a church is doing a youth program, they want to bring me on board to talk about the program because more youth follow me on Facebook already. So I was smart
Hmm.
then. I was one crazy context, yeah. But I was becoming famous. I felt like I have achieved it. In my life, I was like, that's it. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I am pursuing. This is me. I was already dreaming of how I'm going to connect to AY Life. How I'm going to go to AY Life. That was my biggest dream then. Go to AY
Hmm.
Life and
But that
perform.
but that was
Teach
not it.
God new. But that was not it. But
Hmm.
about it. I was really doing well. Like in the sense of what it means to do well, I was really doing well. At least I had 4,000 followers, and I was young. How old was I then? I was even up to 15 years. I mean, I was 15 years. About 15 years or 16 years that period. 15, 16, 17. I was not even up to 18 years. In fact, I was not up to 18 years. When I already started doing influencer, I was already a major face. I remember as of that time, as a comedian too, I was also doing drama. So I was like an all-rounder whose face is known for. They can't really say this is what he does, but they know that this face brings value. That
Hmm.
kind of thing. Based on
So
the fact that
so
he has
if,
a large feeling.
yeah.
So look at what happened.
So
Look at
just
where God
to
now. See where God loved me so much that
in
God
fact,
now
that,
helped
that
my
was
life.
that was where I was going to. That was what I was going to ask.
See,
That at
see
what
how
point
God
did you
helped my
now
life.
discover that it was not your
See how God helped my life. I have really built my journey. I have created t-shirts. Like I told you, if I'm doing something, I do it to the extreme. I have branded t-shirts. I have branded this thing. In fact, at some point, I was already planning Smart Brand Life in concert. And that Smart Brand
Hmm.
Life in concert was supposed to happen around August. April, on my birthday, I lost that account.
Hmm.
So it was at that period where whenever you're doing birthday, they always ask your account. There was a time it trended years ago. If on your birthday, they always ask your account. I don't know how it is happened. So on that day of my birthday, I lost access to that my Facebook platform. I couldn't
Wow.
access my Facebook. I wanted to run mad. Hey, I was screaming. I was screaming. 54,000 followers gone like that. Gone just like that. I was mad. I was mad. So that thing made me, I lost total interest on social media. So I went off social media. I went totally off. So
Hmm.
it was in that period where I was not active on social media that I started listening more to myself. And that was when I discovered a lot of other things about myself, even though it was not clarified as of even then. But I now discovered that I am actually more than the smart game brand that I'm building. I am more than that.
Wow. 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 That was
So that was
amazing.
when
You see.
so that was when my head now got correct because I now found out that every day I was no longer on a pressure to post something for some people. So I had more time to myself to listen to myself to find and I discovered other things. So when I came back on Facebook again, that was almost 2 years after. I came back to Facebook again and now as a Divine Ben Junior. And then when I came back as Divine Ben Junior, what did I come back as a social media strategist? So I came back helping other people to know how to build on social media because I have built on social media. I've helped them. I know what it can take to build a content that can resonate with people and content that people can see. That started helping people. I said, no, blah, blah, blah. I started hosting content marketing class, leveraging on my past experiences because I now found out that I so much love the world of content, the world of creativity, the world of storytelling and all that. But guess what happened? In the journey of doing that, I now dive into another phase of my life that made me to question myself. And that question was Divine Ben Jr. is your name. Yes, Divine is my English name. For those that don't know, my English name is Divine, right? And it's not even Divine, it's Divine Gift. That's a combination. My English name is Divine Gift. That's another part of my name that I don't know why I'm not answering it. I don't know. But jam happened to us. We answered only Chidera and Ngoka, and then we have no choice than to continue it. So Divine is my name. Benjinho is actually my father's name is Ben. So I'm the first son, so they always call me Benjinho. They say I say
Oh.
Divine Benjinho. So I now found out that I was always ashamed of answering Chidera and Ngoka.
Hmm.
The Chidera and Ngoka that I'm answering now confidently, I was ashamed of this name before. Why was I ashamed of it? I thought that building personal brand was answering the sweetest of them. So I was hiding the Igbo name that would make me look Igbotic. I wanted to build a global brand. So I thought Divine Benjino is sweet. So people now called it in short form DBJ. That's D, B, and J, DBJ. So I was loving the name. I love the name. So as some, I love Benin. So to me, I thought I was building a name that would be recognizable. I can't imagine being on the stage and I'm introducing myself as Chidera. Hey, it looks so emotive, so localized. Hey, so I was so sure. So if you ask me what's my name, I'll tell you Divine Benji. At some point, people don't even know my name. That is Chidera. So, but it came to a point in my life, I was like, why are you even ashamed of your name? Why? Why are you ashamed of building your life with this name that is still your name? Why are you ashamed of yourself? Or are you ashamed because people will now wonder, well, so guess what happened? One night like that, I was in a way. One night, I told myself, you know what? I'm willing to start from scratch. And that scratch was starting with the name Chidera and Ngoka and releasing anything Divine Benjino. And then commit myself into finding myself the more. I think it was when I was in Divine Benjino. No, it was when it was in the period of leaving Smart Brain and moving to Divine Benjino that my 2019 experience happened.
Okay.
That my 2019 experience happened within leaving Smart Glen and moving to Divine Benjamin. So it was after that my 2019 experience and all that took the decision to now kickstart children with my name, children God, and then promise myself. I made a promise to myself that one, I will not shrink for anybody. Two, I will express myself authentically. If it offend anybody, I will apologize them. but if they are critics from jealousy, I avoid them. Three is that I will never hate myself. I will continuously keep finding areas of my interest and find a way to develop those areas of interest and find a way for those areas of interest to impact people's life and if possible make it bring money for me. But I will never shrink anymore. I shrink in Smart Ben because people called me a comedian, so I thought I am now a comedian. I shrink. I shrink into design engineer because I thought now that I'm a content marketing specialist, I should answer suit name. I left identity. So I returned back to identity by first of all accepting my name, Chidera Ngoka. So I dabbled into as a comedian and found out that's not my path. Am I humorous? Yes. Ask Gideon. No, if you are around me, you will laugh. That I'm effortlessly for nobody. It is hands down. Effortlessly for. You attended masterclass yesterday till tomorrow. Till now, like masterclass we attended, I had over 100 plus people. I've connected with almost as of this evening, I have counted the 31st person. Like I have 31 people who have reached out to me. I don't know how they got the contact. I don't know how to did it, but they started God reach out to me. Are you that Chidera? Are you that Chidera? I want to connect with you. I love your energy. I love my this. That so the Gideon is there. I was not trying to fake it. I was not trying to be notice me. I was just being myself, enjoying the experience, laughing when I want to laugh,
Mm.
learning when I want to learn,
Yeah.
grabbing Rema and Revelation when you see. I was just myself, right? I was so to some people they can define it as anyhow they want to define it, but that was just me being myself. I didn't allow myself to shrink. I wanted to express myself in the fullness of it because I know that at the end of the day, that Saturday would be a memory. So I wanted to leave a footprint in that memory by being myself as best as it can be. So guess what? Imagine me now interpreting myself. Imagine me trying to interpret myself because I am funny and that everybody is laughing. That makes me a comedian. Or because I have an eye for teaching the kind of content that can blow you up or the kind of content that can build community. And then I think I'm a content marketing strategist, right? In fact, tomorrow is Monday. I have two consulting sessions for a community builder to teach them on the content that build community. Because I've built communities in the longest of time. I built drama community, I built music community, I built intellectual communities. I have known what is, I've hacked this thing called community building. It's just like now that I'm deciding to make it more specific. Before it was
Yeah.
virtual. I built a community of bakers. When I was in the Republic, I built a community that had over 30,000 members in five in six African nations. 30,000. And this 30,000 happened in 9 months, not even up to 1 year. Beyond Certificate Africa, I was a student in the Republic and I built that community with that. Virtual in Telegram. And the community failed. Let's not come to that. The community failed. But what I'm saying in essence is that at the end of the day, I found out that I dabbled into so many things. And I found out that everything now listen to the story. All this English and story that I'm sharing is to point this thing out. That every single thing that I have ventured into, that I found out that it was not it. All of them, we have opinions of people, not really what I have found for myself. They were all people's opinion. Ah, Gideon, you too funny. Gideon will now go and become comedian. Gideon life is like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Like, this guy, you can write. Who told you that because you can write, you're not a writer? Who told you that because you can write, you must enter writing? Find it for yourself. Is it a path for yourself? Find your own voice, listen to your own voice, listen to your own leading, your instinct. God blessed us to the point that He gave us instinct. And then as Christians, He now garnish it by giving you the Holy Spirit on top of it. So while your instinct is always there to guide you from making mistakes, from not having challenges, from sensing auras and sensing these things. I was telling someone that when you're speaking with someone and then you feel like this person has a bad energy. That's not really the Holy Spirit doing that. That's the instincts God have embedded in you for survival to protect you. That thing comes in to protect you from a particular toxic atmosphere or energy that want to penetrate you. You now see that you start sensing that leave this guy is talking and his heart is not pure. Why you are doing those senses, you don't necessarily the Holy Spirit is telling you that is that there is this natural programming God has given to us that makes us aware of anything that wants to interfere with our peace, interfere with our solitude, or interfere with our original design. So we are due to take note of those auras And then it's not left for you to now welcome those aura or run away from it. So what I want you to learn from what I've said based on his question, the question Gideon asked now is that one, you must listen to yourself. You must find a way to find your voice. It might not be this night, but you must put in a conscious effort to always listen to your voice and choose a path that you alone is willing to bear the responsibility that comes from that decision instead of dabbling into so many career paths just because of people's opinion. People of
Yeah.
God, I left law to study media. I was a law student. I got a law scholar. I know most of you is there for the first time. I got a law scholarship in Tyson University Omonia to study law. I did year one, did year two. In fact, I broke a record in Law Students Association of Nigeria as the youngest law student to be in the national directorate. What I mean by that is that if you're a year one student, for you to even be in the national board or national leaders, you must be a 400 or 500 level student because those are the where you have the law, some president, vice president, treasurer, principal, blah blah blah, and all that. But as a year one, I contested against someone in 300 level for the role of chief protocol to the national president of Law Students Association of Nigeria as a year one student. And guess what? I won him. So I won him. So I did very well as a law student. I then got a scholarship to now transfer back to Benin Republic to study the same law. But guess what? I switched to media. Why? Because I had to question myself over and over again. Are you studying law because when you were small, they told you you'll be a lawyer? Or you are studying law because that is a career path you want to choose? Or you don't even you are just trying to fulfill someone's dream instead of your living authentically? Can you bear the consequences of this decision you are taking for yourself, or you just want to blend into someone's opinion for your life? So I switched.
Thank you so
So
much.
yeah, so that's just all
So
for now.
thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Mr. Chidera. Those are very, very, very concise and precise words. I know that our guests, our everybody here is learning something from what he has been saying. Because if you have not, say then you have been wasting your time. And you have been wasting your time, then I don't know what else to do about you. But if you are here, I believe that you mean business and then you are willing to, because this is your purpose. You have to first understand that purpose is a divinely orchestrated thing. So when I'm talking about purpose, most time we always tend to look at purpose from this perspective. Okay, let me struggle, let me try this one, try that one. And that's where many of us fall into trouble. Because in trying to try that one, you are listening to people's opinion. This person is telling you that one. Okay, because me too at some point when I was small, because I can argue, they told me that Gideon will be a good lawyer. But I know that that was not my field. In fact, this media field that I'm currently in was something I discovered as early as when I was in JSS3. But people's opinion of who I'm meant to be, of what God has designed me to be, at some point, my parents wanted me to study medicine. Do you get? In fact, I tell this story a lot. I tell this story a lot. My ancestry jump. And those are this one want to write jump. I think that was 20 when I wanted to write jump 2013, 2020 or 2012. When I was writing jump, I put it there that okay, I want to write jump. Okay, I want to okay. The day before I registered, I asked my parents that okay, what should I put? No, they asked me that, what am I putting? I said I'm putting computer science. They were like computer science. There's no money in that, Eh? Why not medicine? So I listened to them. And when I listened to them, do you know what happened? I did jump. I scored, I think I scored maybe on that year 224 thereabout, and my post jump I scored something. And my school of choice gave me a Greek education. Do you get? And do you know the funny thing? That's where see, when you turn, this is what we're calling destiny. See, when God created you, God did not created you as just a random thing. We are not a random, maybe God just made, God is less busy. God is jobless. He not say, okay, let me just play with. No, He created you for a purpose. He created you for a reason. And that reason is what we are calling purpose. And it's what we keep discovering, it's what we keep doing. It's what you keep you eventually find yourself in even as you grow. Yeah, because purpose first will bring glory to God before it edifies man. You have to first understand that. But now, when I entered university, one thing was very common, and that thing was that all my friends, I didn't orchestrate it. All my friends were computer scientists. I'm not lying here, and I'm not orchestrating anything. I had more friends in computer science department than I had in my department. And something happened again. And that's why, see, if you don't take charge of your life and then discover what you are meant to do by yourself and be sure of it, if you go by what people say, when that thing fails, they will ask you, they will question you, and it will be your fault. Now, in my second year again, when I was on another level, my father made me to do jam again. In that jam, I think I scored 240 something. In post jam, I scored 70. And the school still gave me, because I applied for medicine again, by the way, because my father was insisting on medicine. And the school still gave me health education. Are you seeing? The school still gave me health education. That was when my father now asked me a question. I used to tell him that that was one of the most, he shouldn't have asked me that question that day. Because at that point, I started, regaining my consciousness of who I was meant to be. He now asked that Gideon, that I was talking with one of his friends. Oh, so they said they should ask me if my head can carry medicine. Hey, do you know what that means? You were the one that told me to do this thing. Why didn't you ask me then? Now, because you have been trying to do it and it's not working, you're not asking me. I told you that you don't ask me that question. Oh. You should have asked me that question a long time ago. So if you don't take charge for your life, if you don't take charge of your life and you're going by people's opinion, if you allow people's opinion of you to drive you, sometimes I won't look fancy. Sometimes many of them they mean well, but they can't mean well than God that created you. They can't mean well than who you are meant to be. So that purpose now is who you are meant to be, is who you are designed to be, and you have to discover it. And that's why it's very good that you be a designing person. Because if you are not, for example, now if Chidera was not designing, he would have stayed on the point of being a comedian. But there was something. There always be a cry within you. There will always be a cry within. That's why you have to be very sensitive to the voice within you. And that's what most people don't do these days. They don't have that time to just sit down and then think within themselves and then do a deep reflection. Everybody, we are outside there, we are there where noise is happening. But trust me, any purposeful person is a deeply reflective person. These are people that they sit down, they think about their life holistically, they meditate. Where is my life going to? This part I'm going to, are you sure is this where I want to end? And as a person, this is something I do every now and again. I do that. I ask myself, Gideon, this part you are on, are you sure that's where you are meant to be? Are you sure you have not missed you have not recourse at some point in the journey? So you have to figure out, okay, you have to be able to look at yourself, ask yourself sincere questions. Are you on the right path? Or are you on this path because somebody suggested it to you? So purpose discovery is not something that is not something that somebody suggests to you. It's something that you discover for yourself. People can come, see, if anybody comes to you and tell you something, it should be a confirmation to what you already know when it comes to purpose, because this is a destiny matter. If you don't discover your purpose and then you keep doing everything here and there, see, the quality of your life will be reduced. You will find out that you have spent years and then you have not done anything. You find out that you have sown in another man's field. It's a very painful experience when you have sown in another man's field, and that's what many people do. It's not your field. The fact that you can do it does not mean you are meant to do it. You have to understand that also. That the fact that you can do something does not mean you are meant to do it. The fact that you can sing does not mean you go and become a singer. I grew up in a pastor's house. I mean, my father is a pastor. So automatically, because your father is a pastor, you'll be a drummer. But imagine that I now say, okay, no, this drummer, that's what I want to focus on. And I now became a drummer, and then I now get distracted along the way. I won't be here right now. I won't be doing what I'm doing right now. As a matter of fact, I was talking to somebody today that this thing I'm doing right now, building this community of trust community, is a layer of revelation that came to my purpose. Then, okay, this is what you are meant to do. Right? Last year, I was talking to my mentor, and I told him that this I sense that this is the season that God is moving me into. That God wants me to raise a thriving community, a thriving people. Because, and this from my own experience, looking at how my life has come. So God is teaching me a lesson. And I did, because of course, because as I know through all those journey, I didn't just lay back and say, okay, this is where I want to stay, this is my destination, this is where I'm going to end. But I kept evolving on the job. Who I was yesterday is not who I am today. And I'm telling you, when you meet me tomorrow, it's not the person talking right now that will be talking to you tomorrow. Because I've laid the foundation now. Purpose, if you discover your purpose, if you are discovering purpose and you're on the right path, you notice that you have laid the foundation. So everything you are building on it. So it's very important that you know who you are meant to be, where you are meant to be. Who you are meant to be will determine where you are meant to, where you are meant to be. Who you are meant to be will determine what you are meant to do. And you need to discover that, you need to figure that out properly, because it goes a long way to determine the quality of your life. See, if you are not purposed to, the quality of your life is small. You can't be a relevant person. No, we are talking about influence, we are talking about impact. If you are not a purposeful person, you can't make impacts. You see people now, you see they praise people these days. You see somebody, they say Big Ben, oh, he's doing great works. They are clapping for him, they are celebrating him. Why do you think they are celebrating him? People are saying that, okay, you see people come and they say, okay, Big Ben, I met him, he has done this one for me, just speaking with him, my mind got blown up. Why do you think that is happening? Because he's in his purpose. He's making impacts. And the impact is making now, it's not just making people laugh. It's making impact, it's causing transgenerational effects in people's life. People listen to him, they want to become better. This is because it's in his purpose. I figure that me myself, when I talk to people, I figure there's a burden I have when I talk to people. And that burden I have a strong issue with mediocrity. If I'm talking to you, I don't like it when you are made when you I don't this is who I am. If people that I don't like it when I hear this is who I am, it irritates me. What do you mean that's who you are? So you can't become better than this? And you came from a poor background. What's that nonsense? It can look offensive, as Ben has said, but you have to understand that this matter we are talking about is a life or death matter. It determines the quality of your life. You see people wasting their life, on many things. You are here, you are there, you are doing many things. You are just, just trying to while away time. But please, I hope we are following this session keenly, because there's a lot, is a lot of burden in our hearts. It's a burden to see people working in purpose. If everyone here is working in purpose, trust me, we are going to make impacts in your community, where you are, in your family. And see, when I started working in this part, when I decided, okay, this is the way I'm going to stay in, and I started working in it, I got a lot of criticism. Most of us, when we are talking about, purpose, when you're talking about impact, we are looking for that boom moment. We want something to, we want to blow. In fact, most of when we talk about purpose, we mostly think about it with maybe financial gains, when you have money. But trust me, and that's one of the reasons why impact is always misunderstood. Mr. Ben, we talk to this now in a moment now, because when we hear impact, most people they talk about, they talk about affluence, they talk about visibility. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. When they talk about impact, they talk about, okay, no, that to be visible. No, everybody is talking about me. But I believe that that's not real impact. Because you can be visible and not be making any impact, but you can be visible and then you are just making noise online. You are just making I can mention few people in our society right now. I can mention few people in our society right now that they are noisemakers, they are very popular, but they are not making impact. And if you won't think about it yourself, you are social media persons. You figure out that there are many people that are online that they are not doing anything. They are just making noise online, but they are not making impact. So, Ben, what do you say to that? The question of impact, and impact and visibility. Does impact equals visibility?
Does impact equals visibility? In what context? So that I can be able to know where I'm getting to. In what context?
Well, I think you can approach it from any dimension you want to approach it from. When you talk about impacts, talking about, okay, influencing people, talking about making a change, does that equals visibility? Hello, Big Ben.
Just give me a minute.
Okay. So I hope are we learning anything at all? Please, let's just
Okay,
where
okay,
okay, okay, yeah, okay.
okay. So let me take you through. Let me take this conversation of this impact now through the vehicle of social media, right?
Mm.
Permit me to take you through the vehicle of social media. Um, in regarding to how our society have defined how impact should be celebrated, right? And then giving the giving more accolades to Venn matrix. Now, if someone has 1 million followers and is shaking bomb bomb online, there is every tendency that that video will be at the front of every other person than someone who has maybe 5,000 followers but is sharing ideas and ideologies that quickens the inner spirit of someone. And that will let you know that the society has been trained, right, to value what I call then matrix or what I call things that doesn't really matter. Now talking about impact or let's say influence and popularity or visibility. That you are visible doesn't mean that you are impactful. In fact, let me say this: visibility per se can be gotten as cheap as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Impact is more expensive than visibility. Visibility is very cheap. I don't need to do heavy things to get visible. All I need to do is to go online and say Tinubu is one of the best presidents in Nigeria. People will
Mm-hmm.
argue. People will say, I support you. I disagree with you.
Your
Why?
comments
They
might be
don't
full.
even know. They don't even know whether I am believing what I said or not. But that engagement will surely trigger the algorithm to push that post. That post will go viral. Bloggers will post it. If there is a tendency that I can move from zero to this, okay, let me be frank with you. When I was smart then and I had 54,000 followers, was I visible? Yes. Was I impactful? No.
Yeah.
Was I visible? Yes. Was I impactful? No. Do you know why I know that I'm not impactful till now? Nobody have mentioned how my time as smart Ben have helped their life or affected their behavior, changed their mindset, awakened something in them. Whenever they remember smart Ben, all they remember is humor and laugh. And guess what? Everybody can make you laugh. So if everybody can make you laugh, I am part of everybody. So there is no relevance in it. And that's why thing I love about influence. That's what I love about impact. Impact is different from visibility in the essence that impact is not as popular as what visibility can bring for you. When I was smart then and I was visible, I made people laugh. Anybody can make someone laugh, but impact is that which a few can do, and because a few can do it, that few will be remembered. That few
Mm.
will be remembered. So visibility is it good? Yes, it is good. Yes, it is beautiful. Visibility is very, very beautiful. But I need you to know that in your quest of trying to be visible, understand that there are two metrics to it. There is a popularity part that visibility gives you, but there is also an influence part that visibility gives you. So
Mm.
being visible is not a problem, but you can be visible and be popular or visible and be influential. That visibility that more eyes have seen you, if whether you are making sense or not, more eyes have seen you. So the more I see you, are they seeing you from the angle of a very popular person, or they're seeing from the influence kind of person? The only thing I see that influence now is now very intentional. You now be intentional with how you now um um engineer that influence. But for popularity, you can do anything to be popular. You can be stupid and be popular, yes. Not all popular people are influential, but guess what? Every influential person can be popular. But not all
Mm.
popular people can be influential. Because at the end of the day, what guarantees that impact that leads to that influence is your ability to affect someone's behavior, your ability to change someone's lifestyle, your ability to interrupt someone's lifestyle. Let me put it like that. The ability to produce ideas, thoughts, message that can interrupt someone's lifestyle, that can interrupt someone's mindset, that can rechannel and awaken something within someone to take an action. And guess what? That can also make that same person to also affect the next person, right? So that's one of the major things that guarantees that. So back to the question of impact and visibility, you can be visible without making any impact. But let me balance it this way, right? You can be visible without making impact. But whenever you are making impact, try your best to be visible.
So
Let
that
me
your
say it
impact can have
again.
more, so that your impact can
Let
have
me
more reach.
let me say it again. You can be visible and yet you have not made impact. But if you are already making an impact, don't overlook visibility. But the idea now is that the equation is that the impact comes first before looking for visibility, right? So that impact also, that value you are bringing to the table, that special solution you're bringing to the world, that special idea you're bringing to the world, that particular change that you are communicating, that particular story that you are bringing to the table, that flavor that you want the world to experience, right? If that is what is driving, if that is what is driving your life, if that value is driving your life, then visibility is not needed. But if you jump it and enter to be visible by crooked, you'll be visible, you'll be popular. Guess what? You will make money from social media. Yes, so social media will reward your stupidity, It will reward it, right? To reward that stupidity, you make money from it, but you will think that is all it is. But guess what? In the long run, in the long run, because we are spiritual beings that craves for fulfillment in every venture of our life. At some point in your life, you will be so materialistic, abundant, but you will feel so empty because you feel that there is a part of you that did not extend to the world. There is a part of you that didn't give your essence. So you will feel empty. So instead of you feeling that empty and regretting as of then, just be impact driven when you are starting and begin from impact driven, then you can seek others. So seek ye first the kingdom of God, right? And his righteousness, and every other thing will be added to you. So now I am paraphrasing. Seek ye first impact. Influence and income will follow suit. I'll say it again. Seek ye first, seek ye first impact. Influence and income is already a consequences of an impact-driven life. So it is visibility when you already have a tangible value that the world can learn from and gain value from and gain a solution from. Please don't even pursue the visibility. That visibility is expected to be a spotlight on a value already existed. So don't just be
Wow.
impactful, right? Try your best to affect your environment and put your environment. When the spotlight now comes, the spotlight will shine on substance, not on emptiness, not on an empty room. The spotlight should be able to shine on a substance, not on something empty. So please start your journey through impact, right? And then when you have made a kind of impact, then visibility should not be a vehicle to expand the already existing impact you are making in your local community, in your environment. Then the visibility now comes to shine a spotlight on that for more people to be impacted. Guess what? That's still the end. For more people to be impacted, not for you to be recognized and be given title because you're making impact. The impact you're making should expand to impact more people and keep impacting more people and keep expanding until you breathe your last breath here on earth. Once
Thank you
again,
so much, sir.
is seek ye first impact, influence and income will follow suit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So when we were talking, and also came to my mind. See, being visible without impact, it's like, if I enter the market square now and I just start shouting, hey, 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 people will come and will gather. You know,
Yes,
but they come
yes,
and gather, but I've not communicated anything. I've not done anything. But imagine when I shout, go this way, I'm just shouting, go this way, go this way, go this way. I'm influencing people's decision. I'm giving people direction. So see it in that way that it's possible for you to be visible and yet what you are doing is making noise. You are not influencing any. You are not influencing anybody. Mind you know there is positive. You can have positive influence, or you can have negative influence.
Yeah,
Yeah, but so,
but
that's what I'm talking about.
in the context of the
Yes,
conversation, it's positive influence we're
positive
talking about.
influence. Yeah, yeah, it's positive influence. So now, when you're talking about positive influence, now you need to know. Of course, when you're talking about purpose, now you know what God, know what you are meant to do. That's why one of my mentors told me a long time ago, Gideon, see yourself beyond the graphic designers. The graphic designer is merely a vehicle to push you to drive you to where you are meant to go to. So your graphic design should be carrying a message. That message is the purpose. I hope we are together. And I hope we are learning discipline. We'll be wrapping up very soon. Very soon. And in the next few minutes, we'll be wrapping up. So that's the graphic design is merely the vehicle. But your purpose is the message the vehicle is driving. And that's what gives you influence. Your message, your particular message gives you influence. It gives impact. It causes impact in people's life. The only people hear you, there's something they remember you for. There's something they remember you for. So, Mr. Ben, so I want us to wrap up now because I think we are spending quite a number of time. So now for somebody that is just feeling ordinary, sometimes
We are spent time. How do we spend time? This is just, it's not even up to 2 hours. What do you mean
it's
by
not the 2 hours
time?
now, I know, yeah. Yeah, it's not the 2 hours.
I
Maybe it was
believe
the
the
physical
audience
meeting.
are not. I believe the audience are not people that are lazy because everybody should be up and doing.
Definitely, definitely.
I want
So
to leave my friend. Continue.
So, for people that how will I put it now? For people that they are feeling ordinary, because there are people like that, you just like, so there's nothing to my life. Oh. No, they are feeling ordinary. They are feeling like maybe there's something significant they have to offer. Just like, okay, maybe when they see Gideon-Faj talking, they see the way he's passionate about what he's passionate about. They look at Big Ben, they see the way he's passionate about. They see what that they look up to. What do you have to say to them? People that think that way, oh, like, do I want have anything to offer? Maybe I won't see. I don't know. You
Keep
don't know what you have to offer. What do you have to say to them?
keep watching us and be clapping for us.
Savage.
Since you don't love to be clapped for, then watch and clap for us. Since you feel you are not worthy to be clapped for, watch and clap for us. See, I not say it to make you people laugh. I seriously,
Yeah.
like you look yourself finish from head to toe. You feel you
You
have
really know
nothing to
yourself.
offer. Yeah,
Hmm.
now be clapping for others and be waiting for your time to come. Well,
Hmm.
let me just make it for us and talk about this thing a little bit. The thing is that I know that feeling, right? I know that feeling of and what do I even have to offer? Because I know at some point in my life, it came to a point where I was doubting. I was like where exactly is what space am I feeling? What space should I even feel? Right? I saw a lot of amazing people on my like no, I know so many of my friends that were doing so well. And there's even this guy there in Aba. He was doing so well in media to the point that he was even covering media for Minister Chairman Jesus there. He was even covering media for House on the Rock. He was doing video editing training. He was shooting movies for YouTube. So I even reach out to people like that. So I even managed to reach out. But look at myself, I feel like there's something to give, there's something to give and all that. So first of all, let me teach this. First of all, you are lying to yourself. And the lie that you are lying to yourself was not even orchestrated by you, right? The environment, the people you listen to, the things you see, the realities and the possibilities around you has programmed a lie that made it look like a truth that you have nothing to offer. There is no one on earth that doesn't have something to offer to the world. So if you say you have nothing to offer to the world, that means you're indirectly saying or directly saying that at some point in God's creation on earth, at some point in God's design on earth, he mistakenly made a mistake by permitting you to enter here without equipping you with anything. So he is that God that is not paying attention to details, right? So, but the beauty thing about it is that look at, pay attention to this illustration I want to give, and I want everybody to listen to this. Pay attention to this because Mr. Gideon, thank you for even that question, yourself. Because look at the pressure, Mr. Gideon. The pressure is not I want you to the pressure that state, that state of saying, ah, look at Mr. Gideon-Faj, look at Big Ben, you know they are doing, but I look at myself, I don't think I'm doing anything. That is not even actually the main problem. The main problem is that they want whatever they want to do to be like what Big Ben is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever they are doing to be like what Gideon-Faj is doing. So they are comparing Big Ben of wealth with themselves, or they are comparing themselves with someone else. They are using someone's journey over time that they don't even know as a measuring tape to judge how impactful they think they have been.
Mm-hmm.
So the original problem is not necessarily, I don't think I see is a lie. The thing is that they look at themselves and they are imagining the kind of results that their life should be. But the problem is that they are not thinking about their results from the place of their journey as on their personal journey. Rather, they are thinking about their current state in comparison with someone who they feel that they should be either better off than or doing what the person is exactly doing without even knowing the story and the journey of this person.
Mm.
One of my mentees chatted me up last month that someone invited her to talk about to come and inspire people about entrepreneurship. She's an entrepreneur and all that. So she now said, but Big Ben, my challenge is that I cannot tell I cannot tell stories like you. I said, I don't understand. He said, I'm not you now. I cannot tell stories. So that she comes to me for me to help her. How can she be able to, tell stories or speak like me at that program? So I replied that, exactly. That's the reason why you have failed already now. You are just you are in a death row to that. He said, you don't understand. I said, you shouldn't be eager to speak like me because you cannot speak like me. You cannot be like me. You can't be me. You will never be me. You are you. Stop trying to shadow your voice just so that you can be able to borrow my voice. I told her, go and speak like that. Go there, speak. In the process of you continuously speaking, you find your voice.
And your voice.
Now. I'm comparing it now with her, with someone now who imagine that she was like, I know, I don't have anything to offer. I'm gonna not invite you. I don't have anything to offer. Why? Because she's guessing that the level she should be operating in is that same level that Big Ben was operating without knowing the story that led to that level. So most people are
Mm.
deceiving themselves that they don't have anything to offer. Why? Whereas the main problem is that they feel that their journey and the result they should have in their present journey should be in comparison with a particular person who they don't know the story and the journey of that person. So some people are now proud of the lead to them. You cannot tell me you don't have anything to offer. There's somebody that you have given money for transportation. You don't know that was you don't know how that transportation helped the life of that person. There's someone
Mm.
you have cooked food and served somebody else food. You don't know that is impact. Hunger have wired this person that the person have no plan of eating. But it was your indomie and egg that saved the life of that person. Most of you, your 100 naira have saved somebody's life. Your 100 naira have given somebody biscuit to eat and wait for mommy to come and give food. Most of you, your casual 200 naira have bought airtime for somebody that made the person to follow up on that client and the client paid them money. But that money could not come if they have not followed that client and it was your 200 that contributed to it. You are just overlooking your impact. Most of you underrate the impact of it. Why? Because when you hear impact, what comes to your mind is one huge thing to do. Not knowing that we all are actually making impact. Just that some people are not noticing the little impact they are doing and magnifying it or expanding it. But we don't know that we are one way or the other helping someone. We are one way or the other contributing something to someone's life. Some of you here that are listening to me, you are not Gideon-Faj, you are not me. But somebody has come to you and cried to you from something they want to give up on. And you encourage them to keep up doing it, even though hunger is wiring you, even though you drank Gary, you finish drinking Gary and you still encourage the person to keep up pushing. The person left with your encouragement and became better. That is impact, my friend. So, So, but the problem is that you are trying to compare yourself. Not Gideon-Faj, no, your impact must not be like that. It mustn't be there. It can grow, but enjoy your journey. Enjoy the beauty of your journey. Don't envy my results when you cannot follow through the process of my discipline. I'll say it again. Don't envy people's results when you know you cannot follow through the process of their discipline. Every result you are envying is people's processes of discipline. So your own journey, you should enjoy your own journey. Enjoy the process of your discipline that will lead to your results. Celebrate it as much as it is. You cannot totally empty. You cannot see. It's not that you are not totally empty. If I say you are not totally empty, it means you can be totally empty. Well, I'm trying to tell you that you cannot be total. You can never. Why? Because of the virtue of the source you are coming from, because of the virtue of who you are coming from, because of the virtue of who you have already identified, who has already been yourself. See, it's just like a puppy denying that the dog did not give birth to them. The puppy is deceiving themselves. You are still the daughter of that dog. You have the characteristics, you have the eye, you have the nose of the dog, you have the body, you have everything. If I wake up and say, I puppy, I hereby denounce you, dog, that is no longer my mom. You are deceiving yourself. You say, that what I'm saying is that if you like, raise your hand up. If you like, put your hand on your chest and say, I deny you, God. You are no longer my father. It's already too late. He is your father. It's too late. You have his likeness in you. You have his nature in you. You have the creative ability in you. You have every property that made him God is deposited in you because you have his image and likeness. Like you don't have a part of him. You have him. It's not a part of him you have. No, you have him. The nature likeness is in you. So you have something that you're already offering. You just have to find a way to either keep doing it and magnifying it in your little community. Trust me, the same Gideon-Faj that I said, you see Gideon-Faj that is doing this. Gideon-Faj has other people that you will see and be like, oh my God, I'm joking. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
joker. And the people that Gideon-Faj is looking up to and saying I'm a joker also have people that they look up to and be like, oh, more, I'm just deceiving myself here. So can you imagine that? So, so I want to now encourage you, right, to look beyond the aesthetics and the desires and accept that you are one way or the other contributing. The difference is that either you are not, okay, I'm going to say something yet, let me not say that. Is either you are not yet, courageous enough to, aspire to, accelerate the impact or do more in a bigger way. But trust me, at your level now, be Gideon-Faj, be big man of words, be this and that. But trust me, you are making an impact in your little way. That help that you give to that person is that impact. That phone call to check up on that person is that impact. That words of encouragement and that transportation money is that impact. That as simple as I cook rice so you go chop. You have helped somebody from starvation. That little, so you are just that, right? Now, but however, I want to say this. I want to say this. However, because there's most of you that are listening to me right now or listening to me right now, you have so many. It's not that you don't have a lot to want to do. You have them embedded in your heart. In fact, if we mistakenly unmute this mic and tell you, talk to us, we will be shocked with the amazing ideas and solutions and visions and messages that are embedded in your heart, embedded in your head. But they have not found the expression yet because of whatever it could be a problem, or whatever thing that you have declared yourself, whatever lie you have told yourself, or that lie of I'm not ready yet, or failure, whatever you have told yourself. Now, I want to introduce you to something. It was a skill that helped my life, right? It was a skill that helped my life and my destiny. Because let me tell you the truth. I was in that place where I had a lot in my heart, but I was finding some difficulty as well because I felt I don't express too much, or I felt I was not ready. And I know there's many of you that are here like that. That one, you feel I'm not ready yet, or I don't have enough resources to do this, or what do they say now? It will be criticized, or it's not yet perfect enough in my head. I need to fine tune it before I launch. A lot of things are in your heart, right? Most of you that are listening to me right now, you have a lot of things to. You might even speak more than this man of words, but we don't know because they are just within you. It is you that know yourself that oh, you good, but we don't know you good. We don't know that you are good, but you know you are good, but we don't know that you are good. See, in all the skills you are learning, I know you have learned, hey, public speaking, I know you have learned technical skills, hard skills, emotional intelligence class you have done, and social intelligence class you have done. You have even attended self-discovery class. You have even attended purpose engineering optimization candidacy workshop. You have even attended influence for the kingdom domestic international master class. In fact, you have even attended AI future generation Kandiaiki Universal Magozu workshop. You have attended all these things. Why are you attending all those things? So that you can be able to feel the void in your heart. So you can feel ready. But guess what? The more you keep attending all those things, you don't feel ready. You have technical skill. You know the graphic design. You can prompt. You are ChatGPT Lord. You are cloud mistress. You are Gemini Empress. All those things. But you still find that you find it hard to express yourself to the fullness level or to even express yourself. I know what is your problem. Your problem is that you have learned so many skills, but there is this skill that you have not learned, and that is a skill that helped my life. I mastered the skill. I'm helping people to learn the skill, and it's also part of me. And what is that skill? Is this. But before I say that, I will put it in this way that every dream in your heart comes with doubt, right? But the skill that I want to introduce you to tonight that will help you to move from that point to Monday is a skill called audacity. The skill called audacity. Remember, I did not say it's a spirit, it's a skill. Uncle, God does not bestow people with audacity. No, he big way you see here, he's a lie. You know, that's why it is. Yeah, personality, my personality might look like it's amplifying that part of me, but that's not audaciousness. There was no audacity. It was a skill. There's a skill called audacity, and that's a skill that a lot of people are lacking. And it's also one of the book I'm writing called The Skill called Audacity. I'm writing a book about it, right? And you are the first people to hear it. Nobody has heard it before. But the book is called The Skill called Audacity. There is a skill called audacity. That is important, that is needed. That skill is what pushes you from A to B. And what is this audacity I'm talking about? It's not arrogance. Audacity is not arrogance. Audacity is not rudeness. Look at what I call audacity. Is the ability and the willingness to take an action towards what you desire, and also your willingness to bear the responsibility that comes from that action you took. Most people are willing to take actions, but they are scared of the responsibility that comes from the actions because not every audacious move will be positive. That you wake up and say, I am led to do this, doesn't mean that it will work out. It will fail at a point. But what some people don't have is that heart, that courage,
Mm.
that morale to check the result that comes from taking audacious moves. So look at what they do. When they now get an idea, they will now come to Gideon. Hey, Mr. Gideon, there's this idea I have. I want to do this, do this, do this. What do you think? Then if Mr. Gideon will now say, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's very good. Let's do it. So they now go and do it. Guess what? Guess why they are doing it? Not because they are convinced, but because they have heard from Gideon, heard from Inu Edoko, heard from Lydia, heard from Lizzie. Do you know why they went to hear from these four people? So that when that thing fell, he can share the failure. So it will be a shared responsibility. So that you cannot say I failed.
Shared
I did
failure.
not fail. I did not fail now. Gideon told me to go. Gideon advised me that we should do it. So we failed. So see what people are scared of. I failed. See what they want is we failed. What they are scared of, I failed. So audacity is you taking that moves. Audacity is you taking that step, irrespective of whatever the outcome is. And guess what? You are willing to bear the responsibility of whatever the outcome gives you. If the outcome gives you failure, you hold it with your full chest. Yes, I failed. But people are scared of that I failed. They want it to be we failed. The number one reason why people want so many people's opinion before they take a step is that they want to be sure that if that venture does not work, we can share it. So I call it shared failure. There is a shared failure where where I not be me fail. Now we fail. Now una tell me say
Mm.
it is possible. Now it no work. So now we fail. So that the person is so scared of bearing the whole responsibility. So that is the problem with you that is listening to me now. You don't want to hear I failed. You want to hear we failed. So you don't want. So that's why I'm introducing you to this skill called audacity. And what is that audacity? The ability and their capacity to take a step. It might not be clear, clarity might not be there, but the ability to take a step and you're willing to bear any responsibility that comes with that. Because what I'm saying is that audacity is not complete if you are not ready to bear any responsibility of any action. If the outcome is if you don't want if the outcome is positive, then it's you. If it's negative, then it's us. If it's
It's
positive, it
us.
is you. If it's negative, it's us.
And
Then you're not an
and
audacious
that's
person.
gross irresponsibility.
Exactly, exactly. So people that lack audacity are irresponsible people because they don't want to take responsibility of every of their actions. I've told people, do you know how many things I've failed in? Hey, if I mention it plenty, you know how many things what I don't do that have failed? And was I ashamed? Yes, I was ashamed. I was ashamed that I failed because even me personally, I don't like to fail in things. But I was ashamed I failed. But guess what? I took the response. I never said we failed. I took the responsibility. And the more I keep taking responsibility of everything I failed, the more I keep powering my audacity to take things. Because I know that at the end of the day, I will do it. At the end of the day, if it works out fine, it doesn't work out fine. But I need to at least take that step. And guess what? It is in you taking steps that clarity even meets you in that journey because it will not meet you when you are still trying to overthink. Clarity meets you as you begin. Ask Mr. Gideon. Let's use Mr. Gideon as a litmus test now. He cannot tell you that the degree of the clarity he has now is the same degree of the clarity he has when he was when he decided the day he decided that okay we might do tribal summit. The clarity he has gotten now cannot be the same because as of
Never.
then in his room or wherever he is, the idea is very sweet in his head, very beautiful. He has even pictured the hall, people gather, everybody is learning, everybody is taking pictures. But guess what? He has begun the execution, and in execution, reality will sit you down on a Saturday
Yeah.
morning and point at you and tell you, I will deal with you. It's not only poverty that sits people down on Saturday morning. Audacity will execution, reality will sit you down. So in reality, he has encountered so many challenges that have opened his eyes in the process of this conference. He has encountered other things that are made it to say, oh wow, okay, this is how to do it better. Now I understand better. Oh, okay, this. So how exactly do you want to get clarity of your life if you're not willing to take an audacious step? And let me tell you
Yeah.
this, please, listen to this last I want to say. At the end of the day, people will not remember the opinion they gave about you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
At the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, it is your decision that will matter most. Even the people that gave you opinions will forget that they even gave an opinion. They will blame you for the decisions you took. Let me say it again. At the end of the day, you'll be blamed for the decisions you took. But the people that are blaming you will be are the same people that gave you an opinion before. But they will not even remember their opinion.
Mm.
So what it means that at the end of the day, your decision matters. So what does it mean? Take the decision to step out of your comfort zone and be willing to test out and check any outcome that comes from it, whether if the outcome was positive or not. But be willing to move out from that. I will do it to I am doing it now and I am learning. It is even a safer place to be. It's safer to be in I am doing it now and I am trying to learn than I do it. I think I can do it. I think I might do it. I think I should do it. I think
Hello. Well, I think his network is off. Can we hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, can we all hear me? Let's submit our mic and respond.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, I
If that
wanted to be
makes
sure that.
sense.
Okay. Okay. So, well, I hope we are learning. I think it's network. I hope we are learning something great because
Yes,
we'll be
sir.
wrapping up any moment from
I'm
now.
still here. I'm still here. I'm still here.
Oh, thank you so much.
So,
Welcome back.
so this is just me encouraging you that at the end of the day, I just want to
You,
introduce that to others that at the end of the day, you have something to offer. You just need to be willing to nurture it out, right? And if possible, surround yourself with the right environment of people who will see the good in you. Because most times we actually interpret ourselves through our environment and things that are around us. No matter how viable a seed is, it cannot grow in an infertile land. I'll say it again. No matter how viable, how how viable that seed, if this seed is the most effective one, it can't thrive in an infertile environment. So most times check around you. You have people that see the good in you, or you are interpreting yourself from people, you are not too good, so you now feel like I don't really have much to offer because the kind of friends around you don't even have anything to offer, first of all. So if they don't have anything to offer, they cannot see you have anything to offer. So all of you don't have anything to offer. But if you stay around friends who have something to offer, they always see you having something to offer. Ask Mr. Gideon, I came to his house one day, and I think I came for a conversation on something regarding to something. One thing led to another, I start having conversation another. And the idea of the driver summit came up in that panel. And from there, I started bringing in and I started sharing an idea. He started sharing an idea. I never one day told him that it's not possible. In fact, I even told him, I gave him grace. I started putting pressure on him that is even possible. The way I even sounded on that panel, you would think that the conference will happen next week. You
Mhm.
think like next week. Why not you do this? Why not we start having conversation? And I was like, since this conference, this summit is powered by Triver's podcast, it can be a conversational side. From there, it can be a podcast. From there, it can be we're just having ideas. Ideas will not flow because one, I am someone that I believe I have something to offer. So guess what? The consequences of me believing that I have something to offer is that if I meet someone, I believe they should also have something to offer. So most of you surround yourself with friends who believe you don't have anything to offer. So when they are with you, you cannot be the one that have anything to offer now. No. So you have to blend in, and all of you don't have anything to offer. So that's it for now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. Those were insightful words. Those were insightful words. See, please believe in yourself. Because like it or not, there's something you have to offer. There's something that God has imbued in you. There's something you have to offer your generation. There's something you have to offer your world. So we just believe that there's something when in fact I tell myself, anytime I look at somebody and I feel like this person is doing well, yeah, I don't get jealous. The fact that I'm feeling that okay, I should be able to do more means there is more that I can do. So all I just need to do is to calm myself down. Most and that's why most times it's very good that you do retreats. Be a reflective person. Don't just be somebody that just thinks on the outward. Think within yourself. Who are you beyond the beautiful face? Who are you beyond the one that everybody know? Think like that, think in that direction, and then you'll be surprised to see that you are more than what you won't think you are. That there is more to you. There's more to you, more you have to offer. There's more you have to offer. I could remember when this issue of, for example, as we was talking, this issue of Travel Summit came up, last year, I was okay, I wanted to do this event. The seed was planted, the seed was planted last year. It was planted last year, and then I was like, why am I going to do this? Because I came to Abuja and I could not do it. Of course, I could not do it because I was mostly in Abuja last year. No dealing with one thing or the other. But when I entered this year, I knew how to do it. In fact, I tell you that the first time I posted the design about Travel Summit online, it was in church. I sat down and I did that design. And I said that I need to post this thing now. I didn't need to be sure of how it's going to happen. But I need to do that's what it's called. That's audacity. Against all odds. If it fails, right now, if that day comes, and maybe despite all this we have done, and there is only 10 people that gathered, I will know that I will see, I will deliver, I will ensure that event is premium. So it's not a matter of those people that are seated. but it's a function of the factor of the vision I've received. And I know that it's just the beginning, of course. And it's going somewhere. So I will not look at somebody that is gathering and then maybe I see one of my friends now, you're seeing the conference and then I've seen 2,000 persons gather. I would not compare myself to that person because all of us will have our own journey. In this purpose is step by step, precept by precept. And I pray, say, I encourage you, please don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. And that's why it's very important. I say when this vision started coming together, I had to call my guys. Guys, okay, you have hosted a meeting before. I call Big Ben, we weren't talking. I said, this I want to host a Crowd Summit. This is the vision I have. You discuss with people. This is what I want to do. What do you think you can do it? You start sharing minds. You build a team around yourself. People, create minds around yourself. People that they can contribute to what you are doing. Big Ben himself, yeah, when he was hosting in the company last year, he reached out to people that don't just gather mediocres around you. People that they can't offer anything good to your vision. That your purpose that you're working in, that they can't have anything. All thing they can say is, yeah, that's deep. That they can't contribute something meaningful. May God will help us in Jesus' name. So thank you so much for joining us for Mr. Ben. Thank you, Big Ben, Chidera. Thank you so much for for being my guest today. It's a great privilege for me. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know that our guests have learned a lot. Abigail, Enua, Esther, Gabriel, Lizzie, Matola, and since Zoom users. Please, when you join a meeting like this, always try and change your name, to something that everybody can look and then understand. Yeah, try and do that. It really helps so that you can address it by name. We are connecting here also. So God bless you so much for coming. And I know you have learned something because me too also have learned. My mind is expanded. Also, so just on the community, let's try and be active. And we'll be dropping information there. We'll be dropping things to engage us as we're planning for the conference on September 5th. Please, let's try and make ourselves available. If you're in Makodi, if you're in Abuja, you can come in. I'm sure it will worth your time. It's a free event, also, by the way. And we are trying our best to make it a premium free event. So it does not have to be premium, paid before it's premium. That's my belief. Yeah. So I pray God will help us in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. Thank you so much, everybody. Till we see next time. God bless.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for having me. Thank you once again, sir.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Fred. Thank you, Coach Chidera. God bless you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.